Well, we made it. It's April 30th. It's the last day of National Poetry Month. I'd like to thank everyone from the bottom of my heart who tuned into any of these videos. It just really means a lot to me. It's like a miracle to me that anybody watched any of these. So thank you. It's like Bart Simpson said, come on people, this poetry isn't going to appreciate itself. And I just really appreciate being on this poetry appreciation journey with you this month. Yeah, thank you for putting up with my selections, which are necessarily limited by my experience and my imagination. Thank you for putting up with my readings. I know sometimes I emphasize the wrong syllable. It's really hard reading poetry out loud well. It's funny, when I started this is so me. I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna read a poem a day on Instagram. Piece of cake. And of course it's not, like it's work. And then not only is it work, it's hard. I think because I have a loving, supportive husband who encourages me to read to him, I was like, oh, I'm really good at reading poetry out loud. And then the reality is it takes a lot of practice. And the way I pursued this project, I tried to make it like quick and just kind of like, a short part of each day. And so I did not rehearse the poems a ton, and you can tell, obviously. So anyway, thanks for putting up with that dimension too. All right, I thought we would end near where we began with May Swenson. I read a poem by May Swenson on April 2nd, so I'll skip the biographical sketch. If you want to hear it, if you missed it, just watch the April 2nd video. But in that video, I mentioned that I think that May Swenson has kind of like two modes, at least. One is sort of like this like miniature observational mode, and then another is this sort of like cosmic reaching, this way she has of asking really big questions in these beautiful, simple, generally pretty short poems. And so I wanted to end with that other side of her, this more kind of like cosmic, metaphysical side. And so I will read her poem, Mortal Surge. We are eager. We pant. We whine like whips cutting the air. The frothing sea, the roaring furnace, the jeweled eyes of animals call to us, and we stand frozen, moving neither forward nor back. In the breathless wedge between night and dawn, when the rill of blood pauses at the sluice of the heart, either to advance or retreat, the stars stare at us, face to face, penetrating even the disguise of our nakedness, daring us to make the upward leap, effortless as falling, if only we relax the bowstring of our will. We seek the slippery flesh of other men, expecting to be comforted or to be punished, or to be delighted beyond imagined delights, to be made clean, or to be baptized in the cool font of evil. We believe in the meeting of lips and the converging of glances, that a talisman is given, that we shall arise anew, be healed and made whole, or be torn at last from our terrible womb twin, our very self. We are loved in the image of the dead. We love in the image of the never born. We shudder to beget with child. We shudder not to beget with child. We scream in the doorway of our beginning. We weep at the exit gate. We are alone and never alone, bound and never secured, let go and never freed. We would dance and are hurled, would build and are consumed. We are dragged backward by the past, jerked forward by the future. Our earth, a bloody clot of the sun's cataclysm. Sun, a severed limb of a shattered universe. In fission, explosion. In separation, congealment. Thanks. Be safe.